What's up, and welcome back to the channel. So, I saw someone else do a video sort of like this, and I wanted to add my opinion on it. And the video is going to be about counterfeit compliments. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever been in this type of situation, and I know that sometimes in the BWE spaces or certain women will feel like they're not attractive and they never get complimented. And, if they go out, they're the one person that doesn't get complimented. And I didn't want to, make someone feel like their experiences aren't valid because there's extremes to everything. And too much or too little of anything isn't good. And that doesn't mean that someone else's experience isn't valid. And, but I also feel like when it comes to the other side of that spectrum, a lot of people like to shame pretty women for, not wanting to accept compliments and little stuff like that. Or not, if not accept compliments, just don't be fazed by it. Like if you call it pretty, go pretty, she'll be like, yeah, I know. And people will like get upset. So I definitely want to talk about the nuance between that because I know that some people will think, wait a minute, if someone's complimenting you, what do you have a problem for? Like, why do you have an attitude? And they don't understand that most of the time these compliments are counterfeit and they're Trojan horses. They're disguised as something else. So, and a lot of men will do this too. I know a lot of people think it's like women being catty, but I've had plenty of men give me like a counterfeit compliment. They'll say something like, oh, your wig is nice or your wig is laid. Like, how the fuck do you even know what that word means? Red flag, by the way, if a guy knows too much female lingo, red flag. But that's definitely like one of those insults where you could tell like he's trying to like humble me and something like that. Especially if it's like really nice and you can't even tell it's a wig or something like that. So little things where, the compliment isn't really genuine. And another way that people do this is sometimes people don't know that they're being creepy. And if you are in part of the Indian culture or anything like that, you could definitely give me your opinion on this because I've heard in that culture that if someone over compliments you, even if they mean well, you can't absorb it because it'll give you evil eye. So let's say if someone is like, oh, that's a really pretty necklace, but they say it in a way where it's almost makes you uncomfortable, the people will take off the necklace and give it to the person. Now you can't just do this with everything. I think someone even made like a meme about it. It was like a TikTok video and the girl did it like with a necklace and then someone else was like, ooh, this is a nice house, and he gave him the house, and it was just a really funny joke. But yeah, they definitely take that stuff pretty seriously. And that's definitely something that even if it's not something physical like your looks or your accessories, it'll be something like, for me, there's certain things that I like that I take value in. So let's say if I'm a writer. So let's say if I come up with like a really good story or I write a really good poem or something like that, and someone happens to read it, or I like to paint. So let's say if I'm working on something and it's not even finished yet, but someone happens to see it, they'll like compliment me to the point to where I'll feel like, okay, now you're being disingenuous. Like, ain't no way. Like it's given either you're trying to ass kiss because you want something, or you want to see how cocky I am. You want me to say, yeah, thank you, so that you can have a reason to not like me. Some people will do that. They will over compliment you to see how cocky you think you are, and they'll make it seem like, oh, I see you, da 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 da, oh, you got this, oh, you big money, da 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 da, and it's not even really a compliment. It's their way of. I remember this, like when I first moved into my condo apartment, someone had came over. And they were like, oh, this is nice. Business must be doing good. Da, 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 da. Like looking around all weird, like you ain't never seen a nice apartment before. So this is how people do that. They will like over compliment something or act like something's really, really nice to make you feel like you don't deserve it or something like that. So I've definitely experienced this, and it's super duper weird. And I get how someone who doesn't get complimented could take it the wrong way if someone could be standoffish about it. But when you are successful and you're attractive and you're a little bit naive, people will they'll hate you even more. It's one thing if you are cocky. It's one thing if you are a fraud like them and you really don't got it all together. You just dress nice, but like your life isn't together. Your dishes aren't clean. You know what I mean? Then they'll like you. But if they find out that you are everything you say you are, and you really do have like your shit in order, and you're humble about it, and you're just free, you're living life. There's no facade. There's no mask that you have to upkeep. They will really hurt you for that. And they will see how confident you think you are so that they can find, you know, clinks in your armor to fuck you up. So this is definitely something I've experienced, and if you have, you're not alone. So yeah, let me know if you've experienced this in the comments section below. And another thing, if someone is doing this to you in your life, don't laugh it off. Don't take it lightly. Stop it where it's at. Now, sometimes you're working with people, so you really can't just stop talking to them. But at that point, just counteract it. And don't even be super serious, because then they're going to say you're mean. And that gives them another reason for them not to like you, especially if you're pretty and you're quiet and you don't like doing the back and forth. But I would just be playful with it. I would be sarcastic, Like if someone says, "Oh, that's a pretty necklace. Must have cost you a lot of money. How's school going? I thought you said you were low on tuition." Like saying something like that, where it's like, "Oh, thank you, but now I have to," you know what I'm saying? Weird shit like that. People have done that to me. I'll just hit it with a, "Oh, da 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 da. My sugar daddy paid for it. How's you and Bill going? Y'all still getting divorced?" Just some weird shit. Like whatever level they're at, I will match that energy in a way where it's just as playful and light. There's another thing. If someone's like bullying you in a place where you really can't get them how you want to, use plausible deniability. Use the benefit of a doubt. Use ambiguity. Use it. Because a lot of people will provoke you and poke you and poke you. And then when you act out, they're ready to report you to management. They're ready to whip out a camera and say you're the crazy ex. So don't allow people to provoke you. And the same way they have fun poking and prodding at you, have just as much fun telling them to kiss your ass, So I just wanted to give you guys some advice on that. So thank you and have a beautiful day.